All right, so we're going to finish up our solving equations unit with some word problems and applications of those equations. All right, so before we do that, I'd like you to take a look at this picture and type into the chat how many almonds you think are in here. Okay, there are 28 almonds in that little cup, if you'd believe it. All right, so now let's take a look at some word problems. We'll do 2 today. All right, so you've just graduated from high school and you're looking for an apartment. You've narrowed it down to 2 final choices. Apartment A has a $1,000 security deposit and costs $1,200 each month. Apartment B has a $1,500 security deposit and costs $1,175 each month. How many months, M, will it take for the cost to be the same? Okay, so we're going to start by looking at what we've got here. We've got 2 apartments. This sentence right here discusses apartment A. All right, and now the first thing they tell us is that it's a $1,000 security deposit. So I know I have to pay $1,000. And then they say, and that means in addition, so plus, and then I also have $1,200 here that I have to pay, so plus $1,200. Now, this word right here, each, when you see that word, each, or the word per, you should be thinking multiplication, okay? So $1,200 per month, or each month. And we know that down here they told us for months to use M. So instead of months, I'm going to put an M. So I'll have it like this. So this is 1,000 plus 1,200 per month. Okay. All right. So that's our first apartment. Now let's take a look at the second one. It says apartment B has a $1,500 security deposit. So 1,500 and plus costs $1,175. Okay, again, 1,500, $1,175, and each month or per month. So again, multiplication and times the number of months. We don't know how many months you're going to stay there. That could vary. So that's why M is our variable and stands for stuff that can vary. All right. So now you'll see here, I put an equal sign in between because they said how many months will it take for these costs to be the same. So that means equivalent. So we put an equal sign. Now I have an equation to solve, and you spent a lot of time doing this in your last assignment. So there's no distribution. There's no combining like terms. So we then need to get all our variables on one side. So I'm going to subtract 1,175 M from both sides. You could do 1,200 if you wanted. So I get 1,000 plus 25M is equal to 1,500. And these cancel. All right, so now I want to say, all right, I got a 2-step problem. First thing I got to get rid of is that 1,000. So I'm going to subtract 1,000 from both sides. And we've got 25M is equal to 500. All right, next I need to divide by 25 on both sides. And then I would type that into my calculator. If I do that, I get 20. Okay, 20 what? Well, it's a word problem, so make sure you always put your units on here. M stands for months, so we're going to write that out. Always write your units when it comes to word problems. 20 months. All right. Let's try another one. See if we're getting the hang of this now. All right, so same directions. And here it says Eduardo makes $55,000 and is getting raises of $2,500 per well, that should say year, per year. And Yi is making $62,000 with raises of $2,000 each year. Okay, after how many years, Y will it take for Eduardo and Yi to make the same salary? So we want to know when they're the same. So let's take a look at Eduardo first. Okay, so he's making $55,000 to start. And he's getting a raise of $2,500 per year. Okay, so, and we know that we're supposed to use Y, so multiplication. All right, so there's our first one. Now let's do our second one here. Yi is making $62,000. And with raises of $2,000. And this one says each. Remember, each and per mean the same thing. Per year. Each year. And it says here in part A, they want to know when are they going to have the same salary. Okay, so we're going to have our equal sign in there. Okay, now we're going to solve. And I always like to get rid of the one that's smaller. So I'm going to get rid of the 2,000 Y from both sides. Okay. So this is 55,000 plus 500 Y equals 62,000. Those cancel. All right, and then now I need to get rid of this 55,000. So subtract 55,000 from both sides. And I get 500 Y equals 7,000. Okay, last step, divide by 500 on both sides. So Y is equal to, if you divide that, you'll get 14. 14 what? We want our units on there, so 14 years. After 14 years, they will have the same salary. Okay. All right, so now, second part says, what will that salary be? So after 14 years, how much will they both be making? It should be the same, right? So here's what you want to do is you want to pick one of these sides, either this side or this side, and plug in 14 for Y and see what you get. I'm just going to go with this one right here. Doesn't matter which one you go with, they are going to be the same. Okay, so we have 62,000 plus 2,000, and then instead of Y, we're going to put 14. So times 14. All right, so now let's go to our graphing calculator and let's go 62,000 plus 2,000 times 14. We get 90,000. So they will both be making 90,000 and our units would be dollars. So after 14 years, both Eduardo and Yi will be making $90,000 a year. Pretty good. All right. So now your assignment is, your last assignment in this unit is on word problems, and there's 3 problems that I'd like you to do, and that's it. All right.